So key in the pocket, open the door, get in the car, key still in the pocket, and you can see the car facing you. Okay, 45 degrees facing you. Put on your seatbelt, and then watch when I press the brake. Ready. The car is ready to drive. The word vehicle ready to drive comes out. Now, that means the car is ready to go. So the car is started. There's no ignition button. The key is still in the pocket. You don't have to press something to get the car started. There's no ignition button in this car. This is another comfort feature which I think is useful. And then all you need to do to get moving, because now the car is started, you need to get moving. You can see the fan is turning, the aircon is running, so you're getting, air circulating in the car. Gear shifter, click down the D, and the car goes into the front. Let go the brake, and you're ready to drive. And you drive it just like any other car. So that's a reminder that my cameraman in the back has not used his seatbelt. So if you've got kids in the car, it'll remind you that they're not using their seatbelt. Great safety feature, something you need to have in the modern world, because why? Safety is a priority. Now, when you get to your destination, time to park the car. You go into reverse mode. Park assist is great. You got so many variables to look at. And the graphics amazing. Okay? So once you get in the position you want to park it, you go back into P, and the car is facing you again, 45 degrees. So it tells you that the car is parked. It's not going to move. You can take your foot off the brake, take out your seatbelt, walk away from the car, and the car will lock by itself. The Chery electric car, Chery's first electric car for the Malaysian car buyer. Now, Chery has had I would say a little bit of a checkered past in Malaysia before. They've come back now since last year, very strong, very confident, and with two very interesting products to tickle Malaysians. That was last year. We had the big 7-seater Tigo Pro 8, and we had the very, very popular Omoda E5. Then they launched this, the Omoda EV. So if you look at the Omoda EV, which we're driving right now, it looks a little bit like the Omoda 5, but it's not the Omoda 5. It's a different vehicle. It sort of resembles, they're siblings. But once you get in, you realize there's a lot of differences. And of course, it's fully electric. So like all electric cars coming out of China right now, tech-filled, lot of interesting features, big screens, lot of tech on the dashboard, meter cluster, and importantly, safety features. You're hearing some beeps and bops here. Those are all safety features telling me I'm not in my lane, I'm going too fast, someone is coming on my left. You will need some time to get used to it, but it's all for safety. So this is the Omoda Electric. So what do you want in an electric car? At this price point, which is about 150,000, you have a number of rivals. You have another number of options. So Omoda had to make themselves a little bit better to compete with the rivals. Now, your options are very simple. Do you buy something that's more like an SUV, something more like a sedan, something more like a hatch? Well, this is a SUV. And why is the SUV the most popular right now? Malaysians, they want SUVs. The whole world wants SUVs. Now, this SUV is not that big. It's not that high. It's not that wide. So its size, I would say, almost perfectly for the average SUV buyer. Now, there are some people who want 7-seater SUVs, some people who want tall SUVs, some people who want big, powerful SUVs. Now, this is about the right size. There's just enough power, there's just enough room, and the best part is legroom at the back. Because why? SUVs, you're going to carry people at the back, just like a passenger car. And when you carry people at the back, you want them to be comfortable. When you want to go out station, long distance driving, you want that comfort at the back. So that has got it. So before we go into the power delivery and everything else, if you look at my dashboard right now, I've got 54% of battery power, which means I can go an average of 204 kilometers in my current driving cycle. Roughly, that means if it had 100% power, it's 400 odd kilometers. Now that's pretty decent for a car costing, for electric car costing about 150,000. Some people say, "Oh, I need better driving range." Now we have electric car chargers along the North-South Highway. We got it some along the East Coast Highway. We got it in certain locations around the country. It's not that difficult to get your car charged right now if you're outside Klang Valley. The only thing is you got to plan your journey, and this is something which is upsetting a few people because why? Oh, I have to plan, I have to think about it. Yes, driving an electric car right now in Malaysia, outside of Klang Valley, you got to plan. You got to think a little bit more. The charging stations are coming up. Give it some time. It'll all be there and make life a lot easier. But of course, with that also comes more electric car buyers and more electric cars being sold. So, it works hand in hand. Meanwhile, if you're just living in Klang Valley and if you've got this as a second or third car, it makes a lot of sense because why? Your daily commute is completely emissions free. On top of that, you got the Chery warranty and maintenance package, which is worry free for years. Now, we'll share all that information with you later. The most important thing right now is how does this car feel when you're in commuting drive like this in traffic? Now, to start off with, like I said, you got a nice dashboard, a lot of tech and everything else. Quality, fitment, finish, look and feel. These are things people look for when they're, migrating to a new car. Now, look at the rider comfort. You don't feel the car jarring when you go over a bump or a pothole, which is common in our streets. And then you got this nice center console. You got 2-tier. So you got a lot of space to put. Women will like this because you can put your handbags below here, neatly hidden away from prying eyes of motorcyclists who might be robbers waiting to smash and grab. I'm not saying it happens, but it does happen. Then you got this quality dashboard fit and finish. Nice to your touch. Buttons, knobs, switches, rotary knobs. Everything feels a little bit better. And then you got, I like this, Look at this, This shows that it's a little bit classy, the way that it lights up for you to check your makeup or check your hair. I don't have hair, so I don't need to check. And when you need to accelerate, look at that. The electric car excitement in acceleration. So, important, you got acceleration, you got a comfortable ride, you got decent driving distance, you got a good warranty package, and 150,000, give or take. Now, why I say 150,000, give or take, there's a Chinese price war right now. When I say Chinese, I'm talking about Chinese manufacturers. They're being very competitive right now in Malaysia, and you get good discounts if you shop around. So, it's a good time to go and shop around dealer to dealer because why? They're pushing the metal really aggressively. So this is the best time for you to think about getting an electric car if you want to adopt emission-free driving. First thing that tells you this is a full electric car is you got to take a bit of effort. You got to look underneath. Can you see the battery pack? First sign it's electric car. Some manufacturers will have it hindered. Some manufacturers will have it slightly higher, but you can see it here. So that shows you this is an electric car. Then you have the very aerodynamic wheels, electric car wheels. Then you have the very aerodynamic, futuristic front design, electric car. A lot of them have this design. They're either curved or they're a bit sharp, not too sharp. Then if you go to the rear, again, sharp, angular, very, very aerodynamic. And there's a reason for that, because why? They want you to get as much driving distance as possible from the car. Now, get in and it's like any other car. But with electric cars, you get a lot of leg room. I'll show you the leg room. Now, the reason why you get a lot of leg room is because the battery pack is underneath. There is no physical drivetrain running underneath the car like a conventional petrol-driven car. So you can even have someone sitting in the middle quite comfortably. And then you have a third adult here. So this is some of the benefits of the electric car. Get into the front. And a feature I like is the two-tier center console. Now, if you're a lady who has a handbag, you can easily put your handbag in there. Now, of course, it has to be a small handbag. If you're one of those big handbags, I can't help you out. But this is a very good idea. Plus, you can also keep your handphone and other things in there. Cup holders, closed area here, another compartment here. Also able to put a small handbag if you have one. Nice bucket powered seats. All the features you want in a premium vehicle, but sitting in an electric car costing about 150,000 ringgit. So this makes it a very interesting alternative to a petrol-driven car. And remember this, come closer, come closer. I want to show you something. Come closer. Look at this. Fully imported, made in China. This is now the biggest trend in Malaysia. Made in China, electric cars. So, look at the dashboard. I've already explained to you about the nice, double screens that you get with all the infotainment you need and all the information and all the features that you need working in this car. Plus, you get a very nice flat bottom steering wheel, very sporty, big center boss, multifunction steering wheel. Your signal and your wipers are here. Your drive selector is here. Your gear shifter is not here. Your gear shifter is here. And the moment you engage it, it's easy to use because why? It's right at your fingertips. Press here to put it in park, and that's it.